What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Let me just see if everything... Yeah, okay, we're on the right page. Thank you for tuning in. Firstly, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Listen to me at your own risk. Cryptocurrency is exceptionally dangerous. We don't use stop losses. We buy on spot, so it's less risky. Other guys will show you referral links to go trading, but you can do pretty well just trading altcoins and shitcoins and meme coins into your main holdings. And that's what we're doing here. Firstly, so we're trading our altcoin profits into PLS. If you're into Hex, you can do that as well. So just for everybody to hold in or to come in, let's just look at some of the main ecosystem coins. So we've got PulseChain up in here, starting to look pretty good, right? We've got the double bottom here, a nice rounding bottom forming. This is the infamous W pattern, but we haven't broken out yet. We do need to start closing candles above this 4,621 level. So something like this, you would get a breakout and a retest. That would confirm that this was your double bottom. But we don't have that yet. Let's look at some indicators to see if they're... So we had this bullish divergence, right? You can see price going lower. Let's just draw lines as my price going lower. Yet the indicators were going higher. So we've been talking about this for quite a while. And if we put on a horizontal array, this would give us an exact horizontal level. So we can see that these were in fact lower levels. So that is bullish divergence. And I said it won't be confirmed unless we break this high above here, this on the RSI. And we've now done that, right? We've broken above. We're sitting at the 50 level, pretty overextended. Now there are hidden bearish divergences here. That is when price is lower, like from here price is lower, but you can see that the indicators are higher. But this isn't enough to reverse a trend, right? But some people will argue that we are still in a downtrend, and technically we are, because we haven't really seen a higher high. This is your higher high level up here, your 4,620 level. So yeah, I'm not too concerned. What I still want to see is us move along here, just create these nice W's on the chart, because we're going to need some consolidation sideways. It's just going to give us a more powerful move to the upside when we eventually do want to break out. 3-day pretty low on the RSI, and just quickly take a look at the weekly. That's extremely low on the RSI. Which is good at this time of the market, right? Because we can see this move up throughout the bull market drastically, right? And as oversold as we are on these regions, we would expect us to get real oversold on these weekly time frames as well. Yeah, and these would be your indications to maybe start taking some profits, right? And we will be looking for bearish divergence on the top, a double top, something like this, and higher high levels like that. That would be your signal to start taking some profits. Now that's jumping the boat a little bit. That's still a long time away. So yeah, still forming a nice bottom. We're up double figures yesterday and today, holding these levels. So yeah, I won't be surprised if we do get a pullback here. I won't be FOMO buying in here, because you would expect a little pullback. We're already getting it now. As I'm pretty sure on the higher time frames we are oversold, but not really no bearish divergences to speak of just yet. Maybe on the hourly. Yeah, so we did have some bearish divergences up here, as you can see. But this is the hourly, very short term price going, or indicator going lower, price going higher. And you've got an opposite of a W here, a little M. So if you do close down here, you're going to see some lower prices. Fame is launching today, I think. This is the third protocol by the PHUX guys. So I've got it up here. Hi all, we are together to launch the Fame token and discuss PulseChain. It is in like 9 minutes time, so we can maybe see the launch happening in real time. I sacrificed for this. So yeah, I'll be selling half on a double, and I sacrificed PLS. So as soon as my PLS sacrifice doubles, I'm going to sell half. That's just the way we do it, right? We're not here for like, you'll catch 1000x or 100x every now and then, but I'd rather have it in the back. Okay, what's up, guys? UFO to go a bit. Tech dude. Bear has given me 100x. Nice, dude. Does it have another 100x? I mean, if you're up 100x, maybe take some off the table. Take your initial investment off the table. I mean, BB Shotgun, what's up? Chase Williams, good to see you as well. We'll look at Bear. We'll look at Raptor BTC. It's a pleasure. Marco, what's up? Hex Edits, good morning. Z-Knight, we'll look at BZN for you. I know it's been popping and you're enjoying the show. Tech dude, yeah, do hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Subscribe as well, so you get notified of these in the future. FBI. So yeah, the meme, the meme coiners are on it already. But if we put on this on the line chart, you can see this beautiful little W here, and we're retesting the breakout level now. So this in Wyckoff accumulation is called the sign of strength. If you can hold this level up here, yeah, that's a sign of strength, and maybe you can get some continuation. This wick, people traded there, and some people like to look at the line chart or use the candlesticks chart. Both are fine. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Okay, yeah, let's get into it. I assume a lot of you guys want to look at Bear because it's all of the rage. But if you know, we as little old ladies here, or granny investors, she likes to be patient, right? She doesn't chase up markets. She's not allowed to chase up markets. Now, this is my trading strategy, right? This is not what you have to do, right? But if you do want to learn it, do check out the pinned message on Twitter. Yeah, so do go follow me on Twitter, at Hansi Crypto. Yeah, do check out this. You guys can join the chat. We've got a few cool influencers there already. Abit and 40 other people are part of that group, and we discuss coins and everything. And I did send out the email to all of the guys. So BB Shotgun, if you want to join, you should probably telegram me, because you've been with me since like 2019, 2020. So I did send out an invitation to all those guys, but I can't remember if you subscribed with your email address. So either way, let's get into it. Yeah, so just to round that off, this is technically not overvalued, right? It can go higher. Like I always say, these things can do insane things that you can't imagine, right? And Teddy has shown that. Now, I mean, we can look at indicators, but this is what we call the nosebleed section, right? It's called the nosebleed section because if you FOMO in here, you could get your nose bled, right? Hit right in the face with a massive dump, right? These areas down here are your value areas, and it's just a percentage from the top, right? 61% from the top. You can see this 61.8 here. That is called the golden ratio by Fibonacci. And you can see how these areas, you can see confluence at these areas. That's just a fancy way of saying these lines are pretty important on the chart, right? We do have on the indicators down here, the peak was at 95.81 and 95.95. So bearish divergence has been cancelled up here. But on the RSI, like I guys showed you with Pulse, it's all the way down here, right? And this is the daily chart. And it's all the way over here on the extreme sold areas or bought areas. These are extreme bought areas and extreme sold areas. I try to stay away from saying oversold or overbought, because you can see how much time it's spent up here. I mean, the last time we peaked up here, let me just get the arrow chart, was back here, right? it already peaked on the RSI. So it's not like to tell you that this is the time to sell, because you would have lost a lot. But all I can tell you that is value is down here. Like most people will chase these things up here. And if you start looking at the top traders, I'm quite surprised at how low these P&Ls are, because these are whale accounts. You can see they're all labeled whales. And the guy with the highest profits has taken out like it's a lot of money, right? For most of us, that is quite a lot of money, right? And we can see on his sell chart, he's still selling here. Let's look at his token transfers and see what he's doing. Yesterday when I checked, so what he keeps receiving teddy bear from this dividend tracker, which is weird. And he's selling into this coin. Maybe we should take a look at that. Here he's selling into wrapped BTC. He's buying some Beats here. He's buying some Hedron here. Buying some Icosa here. Buying some PLSX here. Getting more from the dividend tracker, teddy bear. So he's earning dividends in teddy bear. If someone can tell me, I mean, this is a really, really complicated protocol. I know that. Let's just quickly look at this coin, which he's buying right now. 3 months old. This is probably part of the, I mean, this looks like the iTropa chart. Anyway, let's go back to teddy bear. Yeah, at the end of the day, so I can't tell you if it's got another 100x in here. It's pretty dangerous chasing this thing up here. If you do want to get more, why not wait for it to get in these reload zones, right? And that's the thing with this market, is you need to get your emotions out of the market, because it will absolutely destroy you. Most of the volume was traded in this, you can see the red line here. That is where, this is called the point of control. This is where most of the volume was traded, and it was exactly in that dip before the last leg that we had up. I'm not comfortable to tell you that this is going to go higher. This looks to me like the top is in on this coin. Now, I don't know, I don't want to make enemies, but just to say again, like, I don't hate these things. I don't date them. I simply trade them, right? All I'm doing is getting more PLS and selling off on a double all the way up. Like, imagine you bought it down here. You could have been selling doubles all the way up, and now you can rebuy those positions that you've sold once it pulls back a little bit. I'm not telling anyone what to do. It's just, I'm just looking at these charts as they are, right? Let's quickly go through. I think that's good enough for now. Rapid BTC. Very volatile rapid BTC. Up and down, like, or maybe I shouldn't say that word. Yeah, so let's switch to Wrapped Pulse. With all of these pairs, we switch to Wrapped Pulse because we want more pulse, right? If we put on the line chart, we can start seeing the opposite of W's forming here. This is an M, it's broken down. This is the nosebleed section, right? Once again, the low is down here. You have missed this boat. The 50% is up here, so let's just remove it. So our first reason to take a trade here has not been fulfilled. The first reason is location, and location is the golden ratio, a 66% or a 61% pullback at least, right? Then you might want to wait for some higher lows. Like, you can see this nice W down here. If we put on the line chart, W's inside of W's. If I can draw it out for you guys and maybe make it another color, you can see the W there, right? And a W is valid if it's got these higher lows here. That's probably the most important thing to look at, is the trend. If you've got higher lows or lower lows, right? This is your lower low starting to form now, as people are selling it every time it bounces. The RSI is pretty high, not crazy. Just below the 50%. Yeah, need to wait for this to come down either way. We can then look at how much of the volume was traded. in the recent run up. And you can see once again below the 78.6 level, below 78% down from this market. This is where these guys will continue to step in to buy the price. So they'll just bump it up like this every time, get into their positions, let the retail FOMO it up, and then they'll wait for it to get down there again. So wrap BTC not really in value. You are in the nosebleed section. I would wait for it to come down a little bit more. Let's look at PZN for you. I know it's had a nice run. Looks like all of the altcoins are doing pretty well. This is versus Rapid Pulse. Firstly, we can look at the RSI, right? The high was here at 81.1. So the divergences was confirmed here. 86, 85. So it's moving down, right? And if we look at the price chart from the same area, price is going higher. This is a change of momentum, right? You can already see the M formed on the RSI. This is bearish divergence. It will only be confirmed once you break below the first high over here and you break below the RSI, which is sitting at 75. So a scary area up here. If you're trading it, this is probably where, if you're a granny, you would have been selling halves on the double anyway, getting your positions out and waiting for it to pull back to put it back in. You can see most of the volume was traded in the range down here. And this is still a sign of strength if a market comes down to even retest these breakout levels, right? This is still Wyckoff shows a sign of strength, and it can go higher from here, right? You just need consolidation above these previous breakout levels. And just to show you guys the breakout level, acted as resistance once, came down, consolidated, resisted once again, finally got resisted the last time, broke through, almost retested it, and off you went, right? This is most likely going to come back and retest these areas down here. So yeah, it's had a nice run. Lots of doubles. Even if you bought to the breakout level, your first double would have been at 18. So you got a double up. You've almost got two doubles. Your second double would have been up here at 36. So yeah, and you've got a free position in this coin, and then you can rebuy if it goes lower. So that is PZN. This is Conrad Zen, right? Is Moon still in value? Yeah, I should really look, show 4,000% up, dude. My word. Yeah, it's not, right? Just the thing with these coins, right? As soon as they launch, they have these parabolic runs, 16k liquidity, not bad. You're up crazily a lot, right? So just wait for this to top out eventually. We don't know. It can happen now, right? We don't know when it's going to happen. It's very short time frames, not a lot of data to look at. I'm not saying it can't go higher. No bullish divergences on the 1 hour chart. We can go to lower levels, and nothing really to see there, right? We can look at where most of the volume was traded. But you've missed the boat on this one. It doesn't mean you can't gamble and do well on it, but you can see where most of the volume. There are a few volume nodes, so you'll see these areas get supported. But look for the reload zone. I mean, you can do this on the 1 hourly. Just wait for it to pull back at least 61%, and there you go. If you're willing to maybe risk a little bit. And you can either catch a falling knife, which would mean buying at each one of these levels, or waiting for it to create, like, come down nicely and create a higher low. It doesn't mean it has to come down now, right? I have no idea how high this can go, and there's no way for us to be telling it unless we start doing Fibonacci extensions, and these would be your areas to look at. So from this level all the way to the highest extension that we have, and this is highly speculative because we have no idea where this goes, is you're not even going to get a double. So that's a little bit risky, especially for the granny, because she's most likely not going to get a double before this stops out. This is day 2, very early still and very speculative. So yeah, FBI. So this is running off the meme from Moon King. Of course, added with Itropa, because everybody's buying anything that's linked to Itropa. Massive Darth Maul candle here. So someone is selling off hard here. Let's see if the top holders. This guy bought $2 worth and is already selling 3K. Wow. So he was obviously an insider and was informed before this got launched. We can probably quickly look at the creator of this coin. Creator is this guy. Let's see if he's selling any of the coins. Does he hold any? He doesn't hold any. Token transfers. Been transferring 2 hours ago. So no token transfers. I hope this is... Maybe we should go to Otterscan. I don't know if... Yeah, we're not going to see... Maybe 9M. 9 millimeters. Hope it's online. It is. Yeah, let's quickly see if it's a little bit of a rabbit hole, right? But it's important to do this kind of chain analysis to see who the top holders are and how they got their coins. 69,420, I like those numbers. Okay, so pretty diverse spread here. Let's paste this guy's account into, let's see where he's taking profits. We can search the maker and apply that. We can see, so yeah, he sold the tippy top up here. This is, but he sold so little only. Yeah, so FBI has taken off. You need to get on these things as soon as they launch. The 4 hourly, very, very high on the RSI. This is bearish divergence, right? We can see higher prices being made, especially from here to here. Yet the indicators going down. So maybe it stopped out on the short time frame. This might give you a chance to get in when it pulls back a little bit, right? And these are the areas down here where you should be interested. I should have been getting Moon probably yesterday because my guys on the chat actually informed us about it. So that's FBI. Oh, let's look at the Itropa pair. So you can ratio trade Itropa versus many of these things. This will show you which one is more overvalued. So let's switch to Itropa. This will give you the price versus, and it's been outperforming Itropa, right? So FBI is overvalued versus Itropa as it's been outperforming Itropa quite aggressively, and it doesn't look like it's done just yet. So that would mean maybe Itropa goes down in value because these are higher lows, right? If you look on the line chart, yeah, it still looks very bullish. This looks like a bull flag, right? It looks like it wants to go a little bit higher, but you're not getting it in value, right? You should be swapping your Itropa for FBI down here, or your FBI for, I don't know which way around. I'm already confused. Let's look at Hedron for you. Do you want to see Hedron on both chains or Pulse? I know most of the volume trades on Pulse. Liquidity at 60K already. Looks a lot like the rest of the ecosystem. These are new lows down here, which just tells you, I mean, we've got so much bullish divergence here, and from this level it was lower again. And you can see the indicators going higher. So momentum is starting to shift. So double bullish divergence here. It's not confirmed unless we break above these levels. I mean, you're buying the bottom here, right? You don't have market structure yet. It's just a fancy way of saying higher lows. You've got your lows here. It hasn't been defended just yet. That is the ugliest line ever. Yeah, if this holds here, maybe we make another low, but this is a engulfing candle, very bearish, as it has consumed this whole previous one, destroying pretty much all of the gains made there. Let's see if buyers want to step in here. But at the end of the day, when the new Hedron ICOSO contract launches, I'd be pretty surprised if we don't get a pump, right? So it's probably going to catch a bid there. Let's look at Hedron versus on. I mean, 43k liquidity, it's actually not that bad. We look at it on PulseChain. This is the daily chart. These are, is it going lower? I think it did go lower. Yeah, so it went lower here. Another major sell-off through. This is a new low. So there are bullish divergences down here, the same as the rest of the ecosystem. But unless Hex really starts performing well, I don't see this doing anything much until then, right? Maybe a slow bleed. I still just stake my Hedron and holding out for the future bull run. There's no reason to be selling these things down here, right? Yeah, BP, do message me on Telegram, bro. Hazel, what's up, dude? Can you do THRH? Yeah. People have asked me what I think about THCZ. I wish they would have just built another project on PulseChain. And now they're going to Binance Chain, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, these were the highs up here. You were creating bearish divergences, you can see. Indicator going lower. Price was going higher. Everybody and their mom was interested in it here. But that was the top. And you've now flushed out. But you're creating the opposite down here. This is good market structure, a nice little W. If I can draw it out for you. Now, once again, a W is valid when it creates higher lows. These lows are higher. Excuse me, these lows are higher than these lows. So that is, it's not confirmed unless we make a higher high. That would be a trend change because you've now broken the trend because you've got a high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And now it looks like it wants to create a higher high. This is a very large tax, so do be prepared to pay that tax. You would need to work out, because you're actually buying 20% higher if you go in here. That would set the price, I mean, up here for you at 4,500. And I've not been swapping the price to Pulse because I keep on forgetting. 4,500, so your first double would be up here, but then you're going to pay another 10% tax. Yeah, so it gets complicated, but it does look better. You're not buying the top, right? This is the reload zone. You're getting it inside of the reload zone, and it's created your market structure, which is a W here. You didn't have bearish or bullish divergences to give you indicator confirmation, but I mean, it looks good. Maybe you can get some when it breaks the trend, or if you want to risk it, you can get some here. Let's just swap to Pulse to quickly see what it's looking like there. It doesn't look that pretty on this chart, but still it is in value, right? When no one's really interested in it anymore, everybody's chasing the next shiny object. It doesn't look bad. It looks like it's formed its second high here, or a higher high. So starting to create that W structure, right? And it will be confirmed. And this is where conservative grannies will get in if it breaks above this 98 level. This is the safer thing to do. Break out, and the retest is where you would buy it. So yeah, it doesn't look bad. It is in value. You're not buying the top. You're not buying the nosebleed section. You don't see everybody screaming on it at Twitter. I see a few tweets about it every now and then. So yeah, lots of liquidity. And the guys looks like they have put a lot of effort into it. They've got a website, etc. But those are fundamentals, right? We don't really care about fundamentals. We just care about the chart, right? It's better to do TA priced in PLS than rather. It depends on what you want to accumulate, right? We're so early in the market or the cycle that there's no reason for us to be gathering fiat, right? So we might as well just gather a wrapped pulse, right? Because we are taking profits into a volatile asset, which can also then increase in price in the run up in this season and cycle. WPLS. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, there we go. WePulse. 13k liquidity. So this is the main pair on V1. A nice little run. You're not, this is the weekly chart. You're not buying the top, and we're starting to create a little W here. Let's put on the log scale so you can see where the bottom of this rallied off its bottom like a madman. Okay, you can see your higher lows coming in here, right? After just a very long sell-off, you're starting to get you've got your higher lows pretty much, right? Low, higher low, higher low. This is a W in the making. You can see the little W there. It would be confirmed, and this would be the conservative place to get it, is when we break above this 2000 level. And I'm just going to swap it to Rapid Pulse because I keep on forgetting. Sorry about that. Still, it's pretty much the same. You've got your higher lows. This low needs to hold, and it needs to break above this level. We can then do our volume analysis, and I'm pretty sure it's going to show most of the volume traded where we are currently at. This was the high up here. It's a little bit lower, in fact. Let's look on the indicators. I mean, all of it was traded back here. Getting pretty low. 36, 36.84, 36.90. So there's actually bullish divergence down here. Price going lower. Yet your indicator went higher. No, it went lower. Excuse me. Why am I reading so bad? 36.95, 36.84. Okay, so it was lower. So no, there is hidden bullish divergence from here. Price going higher. 37, 36. So this went lower. So that's hidden bullish divergence. It's not enough to change the trend though. It's not confirmed yet because we haven't broken above here yet. I mean, you're not buying the top, right? It actually looks a lot better versus Rapid Pulse. Made a perfect double top. Oh, this was actually the high here. But I mean, quickly look at this bearish divergence here. As we just saw, the second peak was the higher high, and the indicator just went down, screaming at you that this is very dangerous up here. So bearish divergence at the top. We came down, pretty much retraced the whole level. There is a little bit of a gap here, which I'm concerned about. Maybe we come to the 88.6 level at 1,963. That is also where most of the volume seems to have been traded. I know it's even a little bit lower than that. This is maybe a little bit premature. We haven't really gotten to the extreme sold areas. But if the little old lady wanted to put a small percentage in here, expecting it to go lower and buying at the lower level, so you can do that, right? That is why you need to learn to manage your risk, right? That just means not throwing your whole portfolio in a single asset. we're talking about 1% and even less of your portfolio in these things, right? There's no way you can know that this coin is going to do something like Teddy or something like X did in 2019 and 2021, right? That is why you need to manage your risk by putting in very small percentages and taking profits into PLS as it goes. And that's just the way I've done it for years, right? It doesn't mean you have to do it like that, but that's the only way I can analyze this market because that's what I'm used to, right? So yeah, you're not buying the top, the nosebleed section. You're starting to get into value. You're in the location. Yeah, so maybe double a little bit here and wait for it. Expect it to go lower, and she can get a little bit more there. And when it doubles, her first double, if she bought at 4,000, which the area she's now, this would be her first double, right? We're not even close to the all-time highs yet. And then your second double is just below the all-time highs. So you've got a free position, you've got profits in this coin, and when it comes down again, you can rebuy these sells, and then you're just compounding your position. And you're doing it safely because you're not risking your whole portfolio on a single idea. That was Weepulse. It's a nice chart. You like A1A, Sunny Token? Do you want me to take a look at A1A? I know people have been talking about it. Up 30% on the day, probably a little bit too late. Oh, goodness me. There we go. So many opportunities, right? Switch to Wrapped Pulse. I mean, I wish I could get into all of these very, very early. Yeah, nosebleed section, right? This train has left the station. You can just look at the volume that it's struggling to go a little bit higher because the previous candle traded most of the volume. The second one is all the way down here. Just by looking at the volume. RSI probably hasn't, it has printed very, very high in your 90s, almost at the max at 100. So yeah, maybe wait for it to get into these areas. It would be interesting to see where most of the volume was traded on this coin. All the way down here. And you can see there where the last bit of structure was. It's probably going to come down and retest these breakout levels. Oof, it's a long way down. Maybe not that hard, right? Definitely very risky up here. Yeah, I did a 30x on Sunny's coin, just riding and feeling freebies now. Okay. I know Moon pumped. I got lucky getting FBI stupid early. Thanks, Hans. Okay, cool, dude. Both shares looks like a buy. Is Speed Eye a cup and handle on the daily time frame? Target says 1. You know, a cup and handle is a consolidation, not a breakout trade. Let's put it up for you on Investopedia. Cup and handle price pattern on securities charts. Okay, it resembles a cup and handle where the cup is in the shape of a U and the handle is a slight downward drift. It can't go below the 50% level, the cup and the handle. Or the handle can't go below the the 50%, below the 50. Well, I'm mincing my words. Sorry about that. Okay, from the, let's put on the log scale to where we're currently at. This is distribution, the opposite of accumulation. So, I mean, this is already broken out, so it's not a cup and handle. Your cup would have formed here. Like this might have been your cup and handle here. And where I said it can't go below the 50% level, let's put on the 50% here. It respected that rule, right? Because this downtrend never broke the 50%. So, And that is probably what you're asking. You're probably if this is the cup and handle here. But you broke out of the pattern, right? Let's look at it down here. You see, it doesn't break the all-time high. Creates an accumulation area, stops before the breakout zone, creates like a little bull flag, and then breaks out. This handle is not allowed to go below the 50%. And you can just see how it came back to retest these, the breakout level back here. And that is your sign of strength. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that this is an accumulation pattern. This happens at the bottom of the market, not at the all-time highs. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't trade patterns because, I mean, there's a whole nother skill you need to learn there. You need to know how to manage risk. So you would take the trade at the breakout level. You're not allowed to risk more than 5%, which would be right there on any trade. Some traders do more. If you're using leverage, you need to, many traders don't even use 5%, right? So this is a trading pattern. And then maybe they'll take it to, this is your risk to reward ratio. So, I mean, there's no reason for you to be talking about trading patterns if you don't know how to manage risk, you don't know where your stop loss is, you don't know where you're trading. It's just narrative, right? It's marketing. And it's fine. Like, let people shill their coins. Like, I don't care about that. Like, shill your coins as much as you like. Like, all of us are here to make money. Like, there's no shame in it. Target does not say $1 target is around 0034 if we were a traditional cup and handle. Anyone with the next shiny launch for 20x? Yeah, so gone through all of the chat here. I mean, it's very hard to say where this might top out. You can do your fib extensions. Like maybe that's a target right up there. We can do fib extensions from these areas down here to the bottom. It's already hit all of its targets down there. Based on the log scale, we can look at the indicators for you on DAI. If we look at the major movements we've done, these three candles really hasn't done anything compared to what we've done previously. I mean, I know everybody wants to believe that these things are never gonna come down, but these are bearish divergences here. See, price is going higher, right? Yet the indicators are down, down, down. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. Doesn't mean you can't make money. It's just the risk is on here. It was less risky down here when you were doing your retracement, right? And look how nicely it came down. Found support on the 78.6 level. I mean, even if you caught the knife at the golden ratio or the 78.6 level, keeping more for the 88.6 level never got hit, just pumped off, right? You would have even gotten your double. Let's say that's 86, like 72, 17.2. Your first double, you've got your double. You've got a free position in this coin. Off you go. You can buy more when it comes down. I don't know the mechanics behind it. I've tried to learn, but it's been a struggle to learn. Doesn't really look like anybody has really clear information on it. So the top trader, this is well done on this guy. This guy bought 1.8k and he's made 100k on this trade. That's amazing. Very well done. So yeah, he killed it. And look here, he sold, he made his profits and he took it. Like, I can appreciate a good trade because he's locked in his profits, right? And that's the name of the game, is taking your profits. I know everybody wants to see $1. It's still a long way away. Anyway, once again, I don't hate these things. I don't date it. I just trade it, right? Okay, so any other coins you guys want me to take a look at? And if not, we will quickly scroll through all of the others. Pulse X, absolutely annihilated. No real higher lows just yet. Maybe we've created a low here. There is a little W here. Oh, it's not a beautiful one, and it's not. This one was lower. The second V was lower as the first one, so it's probably going to come down to retest these levels. Here. Maybe we create our higher low here, and then we've got a valid W, and we can start moving sideways. EX, not really catching a bid like all of the others, but we do have valid W. See V, V, and this one's higher, so that's a valid W. Not confirmed unless we break out. Let's look at PX. Performing amazingly well versus PulseChain. Let's look at it versus PulseChain. Very high. We did have our bearish divergences, so we're technically downtrending. Yeah, a little bit into the nose split section. We should be getting it down here if it wants to come down there eventually. Most of the volume was traded to there. Let's just move this on a little bit because all the way to the high. So most of the volume was traded down here. Doesn't mean it has to go down here. It is a little bit into the nose split section. So it's kind of a left value already. We just need to wait for it to get down here. The RSI is pretty high. No real bullish divergences to speak of. Yeah, let this come down a little bit. Hopefully we can get our orders down here. This does not mean Hex needs to go down in value. It could mean that Pulse outperforms Hex, right? Annabelle, please. You're going to need to give me a... Oh, here we go. So it is here, Bell. This is part of the Tropa ecosystem. Let's put on the log scale. I mean, these are nice little higher lows forming here, right? If we put on the line chart, we can see you can see your W's inside of W. Was this lower? No. But there's a little W here and then a larger one as well. Right? It's not confirmed yet. I know these Atropa coins like to dump and then they stop dumping and then just go up like crazy. You're not buying the top, right? As grannies, we should be interested in things that look like this down here, right? Not things that look the opposite of that. And I'll look at this. Not something that looks like that. That is the opposite of what we want. Now just imagine these candles are green and not red, right? So already done its run up. But if we do reverse it, this is where we should be interested. And let's just go to wrap pulse. Sorry about that. Keep on forgetting. But it looks the same. Nice little W forming here. I mean, this could be the next play. Yeah, if you want to mitigate some risk, you can wait for it to break above this breakout level, which is at 172 pulse per bell. So you would probably wait for it to break out and retest this level and then go long. You can either catch a falling knife here. It's not really a falling knife because you're starting to move a little bit sideways. If we look at the RSI, let's see what that tells us. Extremely oversold, or yeah, at the extreme sold areas. So yeah, you're not buying at the top on this. It looks like this is the bottom of this coin as people are stepping in to defend it. Yeah. You bought at 4.5. It's probably, yeah, 4.5. $4.5. Okay, I see. Yeah, so I mean, 35K liquidity or volume has been traded on this coin with something that just has 5%. I want to see that MV coin because I did buy some of that. Yeah. I mean, we're just moving sideways here. But once again, this MV, if that is the way you're pronouncing it, it did make a new low, unfortunately. Oh no, it hasn't made a new low because this low is down here. It's the same story. These things are moving sideways down here. If we look at it versus Raptor Pulse, it's going to look pretty much the same. I mean, this is where you should be interested in these things, not when it looks like that, right? This is what Itropa and Teddy Bear looks like. But if you invert the scale, which is its real price chart, this is where we should be interested. If we think that this might survive or maybe turn around. And then once again, you can't throw in your whole portfolio here because you could get wrecked, right? That's why you're only risking a little bit. And if it does 1000x and you put in $5, you've made a lot of money, right? There's no reason to like risk your whole bag on a very, very speculative play. And this is what makes PulseChain fun. We can trade very, very small amounts like lunch money and do really, really well. Look at that other guy. I mean, what did he put in? $100? I've already forgotten what he's done. VEMP, VEMP. Isn't this part of the Zen ecosystem? Oh no, it's not. Down 32%. This is actually what we want to see. We want these things to come down. And that's where we want to be interested, is at the lows, right? You're in value. Does this look like it wants to turn around? The RSI is only printed now and it's still above the 50%. We put on the log scale. Yeah. That was a new low down here. This looks a little risky, right? Because these wicks, it just wicked all the way to the top and made a new low as well. Broke structure. So the way I would probably play this is to wait for higher lows. Like you can catch a falling knife here and you can just continue going lower and you've got a really cut up hand by the end of it. Or you're wrecked. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. So I won't be surprised if we eat this wick all the way down here. Which is losing another 0 and going, sure. You're not really oversold just yet on the shorter time frame. No bullish divergences to speak of. You would need to wait for higher lows to form on this chart. And maybe even a breakout before going long on this chart. So yeah. How long has this stream been? So it's been an hour. I think we've covered pretty much everything. Some of the things I am interested in. So Cake the coin I found, it has now come down and bounced off the value area, right? This is the 61.8. That's where we should be interested. And look how nicely it respected this level. Bounced right off the golden ratio. Probably wants to go a little bit lower. Let's just switch to Rapid Pulse. This is the log chart. I know I like looking at the linear chart because I know price traded here, right? I don't need the log chart to tell me that. Still a little bit overvalued as we're not in the reload zone just yet. We do have these nice higher lows. I think we'd be lucky to see the 61.8 hit. That would put our first higher low. Yeah. Most of the volume was traded down here. We do have a little bit of a gap that might need to get filled. But yeah, I'm looking to get some more if we get... I would love to get it down here. Hopefully someone sells out of it. But the least I could do if I really wanted to get some is to get some at the 61.8, which is the 3390 level versus Pulse. 50% of the supply is locked in V1 of Pulse. 45% of the circulating supply is locked in the Only Moons contract. All of those, the evidence for that can be found on the on this chart. On these links in here, you can see 50% of the supply was locked here, the 45% of the circulating supply, 3% of the staking is complete. So yeah, all of the supply is either locked or to switch to PulseChain. So you can see the supply being locked up here. You can see 45% of the supply locked here. So yeah, I expect it to do really well. I can't speculate on where it goes. That would obviously be a little bit unethical. So yeah, with that being said, let's just see. Waiting for the kick pullback. Yeah, me too, Marco. Yeah, FBI pumping again. Let's go. Yeah, you would expect these new coins. Yeah, they love to do that. That's why I wish I could launch a new coin like every day. Because it's just fun looking at these things, right? Especially if you got in real early. So yeah, with that being said, and I think I got through everything, I want to thank you guys for watching. Do like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Remember to always play from a position of strength, right? Your position of strength is these areas down here, your 60% retracements, right? Don't get wrecked. That means don't put in more than 5% of your portfolio in any which one idea. And I'll see you guys in the next video, right? Cheers for now and bye-bye. Let's look at BERT before we go. I've already done the outro. What's the ticker, dude? BERT, because I don't see it. Thanks for coming, Jory. Let's give him a little while. BRT? Thanks, Marco. Thanks for coming, dude. Beat. Oh, beats. I like beats. I sacrificed for it. Sold half on a double. Rebought recently. A little bit high, I think, but I don't mind sitting underwater here. Because the granny investor, she does not mind sitting underwater for a while. Because she's risked very little and she's got patience on her side. She's got life experience, right? I mean, you're in value. You're not buying the top. This is hidden bullish divergence down here because you've made a new low on the RSI, but no new low on the price chart. We can look at where most of the volume was traded. We're just above this area. I mean, it looks good, right? You're not buying the top. A very nasty sell-off recently for some reason, but these guys have a cool product. It's the anonymous bridge to PulseChain. It's a kind of a reflection token. And I should probably get some more of this if I really believe in it. I mean, on the shorter time frame, you're inside of the reload zone. In the larger time frame, you're in the reload zone. It's holding its lows, its launch price. So yeah, I mean, the only concern I have is that the RSI is still a little bit high, even though this has been depressed for quite a long time. But the higher it moves sideways at these lows, the better. The higher the move to the upside will be, the volatility when it eventually happens. Okay, so I think that would be probably enough. Let's look where all of the volume has been traded on this. Slap bang inside of the, well, now we've fallen below it. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and bye-bye.